On today's episode, I'm going to take a look at my top buys for the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to talk about why I ended up buying those positions and investing in those companies. So let's get started. Alright guys, like I said, today's video, I'm taking a look at my top buys for the past 2 weeks, and this is for May 26, 2020, so 2 weeks prior to this. I think the latest is going to be May 11th of 2020, and the reason I do every 2 weeks is because every 2 weeks I do put money into my accounts. Alright, so here we're going to take a look at 3 of my accounts, and these 3 accounts, I have a small account which right now is sitting at about $17.91, and this one is up 12% and it's up about $200. I have a mid account that's about $8,000 right now. It's up 17%, up $1,200. And then I have a large account that's right now at 21 or over 21,000 and it's up 1%, up $280. And in the past 2 weeks, I've added about 2,400 into my account. And this is normally double what I normally put in. Every 2 weeks, I put in somewhere around $1,200 into my account. But I did see like there were better investments right now, so I decided to put a little bit more money than what I normally do every 2 weeks. That's why I put a little extra in my account. And you might be like, hey Jose, why the freak do you have so many different accounts? That's actually a pretty great question. And the reason I have many accounts is all 3 of these accounts are fairly new. My large account, I pretty much started in November. And the reason I started in November is because November was an all-time highs for that time of the market. So I wanted to show how I would invest when the market was in all-time highs. I am a student of the market and I put many hours in learning about the market, learning and studying about companies. I honestly feel like there's no one that puts more work, especially I'm not trying to throw any shade, but there's no YouTuber that puts the amount of work about learning about companies like I do. Everybody, I respect all their grinds, but for me, this is just me saying that there is the amount of work I put into learning in evolving my investment styles is completely different from anybody else here in YouTube. So here, my large account, I started in November when everything was at all-time highs, and I wanted to show how I would invest during this time frame. As I continue to learn, like I said, I'm continuing learning, and I'm not sticking to one platform. I'm not sticking to one strategy. Throughout this process, in early January, February, March, I decided that I started learning more about growth stock and started to evolving my investment style to more of a growth style market. So any future investments in any of my accounts have translated to that. But I really wanted to have one account that showed that huge transaction. So I opened up my mid account, and my mid account is pretty much me just doing growth stocks. And we can see, right, that's the account that's killing it right now with 17% gain. And then a little bit later on, I think this account is probably about a month old, maybe 2 months old at most. Not even 2 months, probably a month at all. It's my small account. And my small account, I do have plenty of friends that want to get into the market. And I always get text messages from my friends. It's like, hey, how do I invest with so little bit of money? And can I still make money in the market? And obviously my answer to this is yes, but I can only keep saying yes so many times. And I feel like many people just don't really, a text doesn't really do enough. So I actually wanted to just challenge myself and create a small account where I deposit $100 every week, and with that $100 I actually buy a new position and try to show that yes, you can actually make money even with a small account, right? And this small account is up 12% and it's up almost $200. And if I put $100 every week, and pretty much I can say that this account has pretty much funded itself for 2 weeks in the future already, right? I'm already up $200 on this account. So that's pretty much my whole overview of my accounts and why I have different accounts. So I hope you guys understand that. Next guys, before we continue, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up, and the bell. It helps the small channel out so much and I truly appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to reach out to me, I am very active on Twitter and I have a Discord channel. It's free for anybody that wants to join. All the information is in the pinned comment or in the description below. So feel free to get in contact with me there. In my Discord, I actually have my full portfolio laid out, and when I purchase companies and when I purchase stocks, Stock. So if you guys are even interested in that, I know many people don't really care what I do. But if you are, feel free to join. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me in any of these platforms. So next, guys, on the comments, let me know what you guys want me to do next. Do you guys want me to look at one of my accounts? Do you guys want me to do a BABA versus Amazon? I just did a BABA versus JD, and I actually enjoy doing the episodes. Normally, I do very depth analysis of a company. So if you guys just want me to do that, just post the company in the comment below and let me know, guys. Like this, I know what you guys want to see. If not, I'll just be doing what I want to learn. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure it will provide some form of value to you guys. All right, so first, let's start off with my small account. And these are all purchases the earliest of May 11th, so about 2 weeks ago. My next paycheck comes in this Friday, so I'm gonna be doing another video like this about 2 weeks from now. So in the past 2 weeks, I purchased the following stocks. I purchased, like I mentioned, this is the small account where I put $100 a week, and I put $100 in Datadog, $100 in FSLY. And I'm just going to talk about these two right now. These two right now I purchased because they were in cloud computing. I am very bullish in the clouding network. I'm very bullish in the e-commerce network. I'm very bullish in the servers, esports networks. So a lot of these companies you're going to see are companies that go with that. FSLY and Datadog, when I did a video of them, I did a video on both these companies. So feel free to check out, like I said, subscribe. Almost all these companies I have done a video on. I invest in companies that I know what's happening, or I can kind of foresee where that market is going. FSLY and Datadog, I did think were a little bit underpriced with their price to sales ratio, especially with the market we are right now with COVID-19. The clouding network is something to be very bullish on. So in FSLY and Datadog, both have provided great returns for me. Datadog gave me 34% already, and FSLY gave me 13%. Pluralsight, if you guys don't know much about Pluralsight is more like an online type classes. If you guys know Udemy, you guys might know Pluralsight, but I do feel like Pluralsight is a little bit better content in a very specific niche. It's especially for people that want to learn more software oriented programs. So Pluralsight, I did enter there. And again, another company that's heavy growing in revenue. And that's what I'm really focused on. That one's up 13%. Next is Draftkings. Draftkings is up 26% with me. And right now, I think this company is up another few percentage after hours. So this is another great, strong grower for me. I took a look at video on them, and I mentioned about how this is a market that here in the United States, just in the United States alone, can grow so much. DraftKings and online betting is still not allowed in numerous states, but there's still numerous of states that right now are going through the proper legislations to allow that form of online betting in their state. And I do think, this is just my opinion, right? I do think right now, I'm neither a bullish on pots or betting companies, but just my current process right now is I do think with this whole COVID-19, a huge cost to the United States government, they're gonna need as much tax revenue as they can collect. So I do think that a lot more states are going to be more lenient in accepting online betting as another source of tax revenue, and maybe for those in the cannabis business might also see an increase of lease of legislations to it. I think New York governor today mentioned that he is still going forward trying to legalize cannabis in his state. So again, I do think, especially with all this money that's being poured out in the United States, they're gonna need to increase some taxes somewhere or collect new forms of tax revenue. The other two companies that are doing bad for me, and this is Nvidia and AMD, both I purchased I think last Friday, and they're down about 1%, so barely nothing compared to these gains. And the reason I bought Nvidia and AMD, I am very bullish in the data server market, right? The increase of data servers right now is insane, especially with all companies working from home and all this clouding computing needing, that both these companies, I feel in the future of things, are going to see a huge growth in that market. All right, so next on my Medium account. So my Medium account, I actually purchased a lot of different things. I had plenty of money, and this is where I put most of my money in, but most of that were additions to different positions I had. So here I bought Dropbox, I bought Uber, Virgin Galactic, I bought Home Depot, MasterCard, Doju. So I bought a lot of different companies, and again, most of these were just me adding a bit more to my current positions. And like I said, most of my positions, I don't think I've mentioned this, but most of my positions are less than 5% of my account. I enjoy looking at the market. I enjoy learning about companies. So for me to have over 30 companies in my portfolio is not unheard of, and that's okay with me, right? Especially with a heavy growth company, right? If you invest in a heavy growth company, even if it's 2-3% of your portfolio, if this one goes 10 times up, 100 times up, right? And it's not impossible. That small position can be such a huge winner in the long term of things. And if things continue to go down, that's okay. It's not gonna eat up my portfolio. So my top buys for this medium account are kind of similar to my large account. First is Tencent. So Tencent, if you guys don't know, Tencent is one of my biggest plays in China, and Tencent is one that's in different markets. And one of the biggest markets that I'm very bullish on is esports, and Tencent owns a huge portion of esports. If you know anything about Fortnite, if you know anything about PUBG, if you know anything about Valorant, Epic Games, Riot Games, Tencent owns a portion, or some of them even has a majority stakehold in those companies. Right now, I purchased about $108 of Tencent. That's up 18%. The next is C. C is also, this one is not in China. This one I think it's in another Asian country, not China. I want to say Thailand or Taiwan. Can't really remember the name. But this one again is in the esports segment. It's also in the e-commerce sector, and it's also in the fintech sector. So this I opened up a $180 position, and that's up 23%. Draftkings, like I mentioned that earlier. I put another $185 here. That's up 28%. Baidu, I purchased $165. That's up 1%. The reason I went into Baidu is because Baidu is in the clouding network, and it's pretty much, I want to say, the Google of China. And right now, with everything happening with the China stocks, I did believe there was a bit buying opportunity, so I increased my position there. And Baidu, like I mentioned, Baidu has a YouTube of China, IQE, something like that. It also has like Baidu Maps. It has Baidu Search. So like I mentioned, it is very, very similar to Google in the forms of different market. It also has Baidu Cloud, which again, I am very bullish in the clouding network. Next, Autodesk. Autodesk is one I actually bought today, and I bought about $200 worth of it. And to the day, like I said, it's only that it's down 1%. The main reason I bought Autodesk is many people and many companies are working from home. I do believe a lot more companies are going to increase the amount of licenses they have for their employers, and Autodesk owns a huge portions of software applications that many high-tech companies use. So I definitely decided to do Autodesk. Autodesk is doing earnings, I think, this Thursday. So if you guys want me to take a look at Autodesk, let me know to post on the comments below. And you can see, right, all these companies, these are not companies with great PE ratios. These are not companies that have had great shareholder returns in the form of dividends or buybacks. These are companies that are seeing strong growth in revenue. And you can see how I am changing my investment styles. And I do believe that this is the style I am going to continue to evolve as time progresses. Finally, on my large account, I did also, these are actually pretty similar to all the other accounts I bought. Like I mentioned, right, all my accounts, after I open them up, I start evolving them, and I start evolving them to my new investment styles. Here, I put about $425 in Tencent, which I'm up 1.6%. I put about $250 on C, which I'm up 23%. I put about $266 on Nvidia. This was actually an increase in position here, so this is why I'm up 8%, but if not, I think I would be down a little bit less than 1%. And again, right, this pretty much shows right now the market is just very bullish right now, and everything is just going up. I haven't really had any strong companies give me strong downs at the moment, and I have taken a look at my previous portfolios, and in my Discord channel I did talk about my biggest losers and what I have learned from them. I bought MasterCard up 8%, and again, that is in the fintech sector a bit, and I do believe right now with everything e-commerce, MasterCard is going to continue to grow revenue as well. FSLY, Dropbox, I mentioned those already, and Draftkings all of them up a nice percent, 15%, 3%, and 28%. So again, these are my top buys of these past 2 weeks, and I've actually the reason I do these videos is because I try to record the type of investment style that I'm doing. It helps me understand why I purchase these companies, and it also helps me be transparent to any of my viewers. If any of my viewers want to see what I buy, when I buy, this is definitely it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought. Like always, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the bell. It helps the small channel out so much, and I truly appreciate it.